Hey everyone, Erica Rock here, Spiritual Catalyst, wanting to talk about dark seals, imprints, templates, implants, part 2, because I did make a video about this already, but for whatever reason, I'm feeling like I need to discuss it again. So you might be hearing some of the same information I already shared in the previous video. This might be brand new to you. This might blow your worldview, shift your paradigm to a whole other place. But I want to say before I even start discussing this, I am not sharing this information to create fear. That would be the last thing that I would want to do. I'm sharing it because I'm feeling guided to share it. So it's only in the last few months that I've been able to see these dark templates, these dark imprints. They look like seals or sometimes barcodes or these hooks that are with wires that come out of them that go into different parts of the brain. I mean, I've seen all sorts of different things, but it started with me seeing an imprint on the back of my own heart chakra. And there's been a big learning curve in regards to this because that imprint was removed and then it recreated itself. So I've learned a few things about these dark seals, dark imprints, hooks, implants, that now that I can see them, I see them in almost everybody. I especially see them in people that have really big life missions, that they're really here to change the world, to make a difference in a colossal way. I'm seeing a lot on them. And some of these seals, imprints, they lie dormant within the energy of the person until they reach a certain level, like a critical mass, and then the imprint comes online, so to speak. And who is putting them there? That's probably a question you have. Who is putting them there? Why are they putting them there? What is the purpose? What is the intent behind it? Well, I want to start by saying, we're in this illusory 3D inverted matrix. And there are powers that be that I'm not going to name them. There's powers that be that feed off of our negative thoughts, our negative emotions. It's how they get energy. We are a food source for them. And there's a lot of different beings out there that install these things, okay? I don't want to name them. I'm feeling guided not to name them. It doesn't matter who's doing it. The fact is they are doing it. And if you've been on the spiritual journey for a while, you may have very well run into some of these beings at some time of your life, or perhaps these beings were influencing you and you didn't even know it. You didn't even, a lot of people don't know this stuff, and I don't like to discuss it a lot. However, the time is now that I need to discuss it for whatever reason. So there's certain installations, and basically the purpose, it's like they're like puppet masters, and out of the blue, they can flip a switch or telepathically, with an intention, place negative thoughts in your head, fearful thoughts, anxiety-producing thoughts, angry thoughts, hateful thoughts, rageful thoughts. Boom. They can, that's part of the technology. And we speak a lot about empathically taking on other people's thoughts, feelings, energies, and vibrations. The blind spot that many have is that, yes, that can be the case so many times, but the other underlying cause are the buttons being pushed, the thoughts are being planted, the skepticism, the suspicion. They love to do that, suspicion of other people. And you know, a lot of us have bought into the story that we're just taking on stuff that isn't ours, and while that may absolutely be true, the other thing that is occurring are these dark seals, imprints, matrices, templates, and stuff being activated. And when they activate it, they get to feed on you if you go there, if you start to entertain that negative commentary, story, suspicion, fear, anxiety, all of that. They get fed. So that is why it is so important that we do begin to master our mind and emotions. And I'm certainly not saying that you can't ever have a negative thought or a negative feeling. No, we're human. Those pop-ups can occur without these dark seals, templates, matrices, etc. It's just, how long do we want to stay there? How long do we want to feed that energy with our powerful focus and attention? When we organically, we have a thought or we have an experience in life and it brings up an emotion and we become transparent, we become like water, we become like air, and hold space for ourselves to simply feel whatever arises and let it pass through, that's optimal. Typically, we stay stuck in things, emotions, patterns of thought, when we judge and we criticize and we make it wrong and we resist. Then it sticks around. And then we become a really good food source for these beings. These beings are behind human trafficking, sexually hurting children, all this stuff that's coming to light in Hollywood with me. They're kind of the puppet masters that are psychologically creating a situation where we like, our conscience goes out the window and we're serving the dark, knowingly or unknowingly. But these seals are placed in us so it's a controlling energy. It limits us, it oppresses us, it suppresses us, and it keeps us tied into the inverted 3D illusory matrix, feeding the matrix. And so many of us light workers are here to tear down that matrix, to create a new earth, to create a heaven on earth. Well, they don't like that. They don't like that. It's not aligned with their agenda. And so there's this spiritual warfare going on. It is a spiritual war for sure. So I share that with the most pure of intentions. Again, not to create fear, but to wake people up. Because there's a lot of shit going on this planet that no one's discussing or very few people are discussing, or very few people even have the eyes to see it. Again, it wasn't until a few months ago that I could actually see these imprints. And now that I've seen them, I see them in almost everybody. And a few interesting things that I've learned are the seals often have seals underneath seals underneath seals, so that if you do go to a healer, an energy worker, an intuitive that has the capacity to remove it, a lot of times there's one right underneath it to take its place. Clever, right? Or you go to remove it and there's a booby trap that sends off a very unwanted chain reaction of things. Or you remove it, there's a retaliatory energy, and the person that's trying to help remove it gets attacked. I don't have a better way of saying it. I'm just going to say it the way I see it. So the other day I was working on a client and they had some seals. For some reason, they like to really install it into the consciousness, into the synapses, into the nervous system, into the spine, into our chakras, nadis, meridians, sometimes in the auric field. And so I was working on someone and I saw a seal, removed it, another one took its place, removed that, and there were some booby traps and interesting things, bells and whistles going off. This person is on a path of mastery, so it doesn't surprise me that certain beings or groups will do whatever they can to thwart him coming fully and completely into divine sovereignty, divine embodiment, shining his light, sharing his gifts he came here to share. So after removing a couple of the seals, what came to my mind to do is to open the timeline and move through time to be shown, okay, show me his energy system 1 week from now to see if anything grew back. Show me 30 days from now. Show me 6 months from now. His timeline, we were able to clear his timeline, do a timeline recalibration, and from what I could see in the consciousness I am in now, he is free and clear of these seals. I've had people ask me if they can remove them themselves. If you really feel confident that you can, then do so. We all have a higher divine self. So asking your higher divine self and your spirit guides and your God team, the seraphim angels are very good at removing these. I would suggest that you call them in and ask them to remove them. A very good time to do this is right before bed, because they have a higher perspective. And the seraphim in particular specialize in removing these seals. And I've started working with the seraphim to remove, it was actually a seraphim angel that removed the dark imprint on the back of my heart chakra. Last night in the middle of the night, I was shown this new technology that can also be helpful in removing these seals. And this is going to sound funny and a little sci-fi, but it was this technology, spiritual technology, that brings in this super high vibrational white golden light. And you bring it into the top of the head, and when it turns on, it's like a vacuum cleaner, like a spiritual vacuum cleaner with suction unlike anything you have ever felt. it sucks everything up and out and instantly replaces it and strengthens that area where the seal was, the imprint, the template, matrix, whatever you want to call it. And you want to go through, so like bring it into the top of your head, bring it into your third eye, bring it into the back of your third eye where your mouth of God is, bringing it into your ears. And let me pause here for a moment. So yes, a lot of us get these high-pitched noises in the ears. Yes, it can be downloads. Yes, it can be your spirit guides trying to communicate with you. And the other thing it could be that I discovered, because I had also found these dark seals on the back of my clairaudience points. And as I reflected, I would get this high-pitched tone in my ear, and I started to track it. And there were, like, I would get this high-pitched tone, track it, and realize that some negative self-talk was coming up out of nowhere for no apparent reason. And I found that interesting. Yes, I found the angelics try to communicate with the high-pitched tone. Yes, you could be getting a download, but there's other things that can be going on as well. So behind the ears, where your clairaudient points are, this is such an important area to clear. So we want to put that white golden light vacuum cleaner onto the ears and bring it into what I call the expression points, because yes, we express through the throat chakra, but it comes out our mouth. And this area, the ears, the mouth, the gums, the teeth, the tongue, anytime we have used our words to control, to manipulate, to lie, to deceive, this is going to be majorly impacted. So if you have trouble with your teeth, gingivitis, use this apparatus, this spiritual technology to clear this out, and ask for forgiveness for any time you used your voice, you used your words to manipulate, to lie, to deceive, throw people off, misuse your power with your words. And then we want to do the throat. So the back of the neck, where I've seen a ton of these, mouth of God, in this part of the neck right here, seals. The whole spinal column, and especially the root and the tailbone. You know, the root is about safety, security. It's about money. It's about abundance. It's about feeling safe. And so I find a lot of dark seals in the root chakra, which also inhibits the Kundalini from rising. Don't want that happening for people. Way too much power going on there. If everyone, has these Kundalini awakenings, must stop that. So yeah, definitely use this technology. You may not be able to see the dark seals, but as I'm sharing this information, sirens might be going off within you, going, oh my God, I don't know why, but I feel like I have these. Seraphim angels, your divine self, your God team spirit guides. Depending on where you are, because these seals can be tricky, as I've explained. There's a lot of times seals underneath seals, so you remove one, another one takes its place. But also, as you remove these seals, the powers that be that put them and installed them in the first place, they get alerted. and they will often retaliate and attack. Again, I'm not sharing this to scare you. I'm sharing this because it's the truth. And for whatever reason, this is a gift of mine, and I'm protected in this capacity. I think it was like last month, we did 144,000 DNA activation, chakra, light body. And when we went to do the DNA activation, it did not occur to me, because my heart is pure, I'm innocent, and I can be a little naive. So it didn't occur to me. I mean, haven't you ever wondered why we only use like 3 to 5% of our total capacity, and that most of our DNA is junk DNA? We've been clipped. We've been clipped by the same powers that be that like to install these seals. So when we went to do the DNA activation, the shit hit the fan. And these beings were attempting to come after me. And I saw them, they saw me, and there was this huge, I think it was an icosahedron shield around my home, around my entire home, a force field. And they were trying to penetrate and get through to come after me, and they could not. They stood there watching in shock and horror. As everyone's like all that junk DNA, like opening to higher capacity, which opens us to our spiritual gifts, that gives us access to the divine connection that we each so desire, that helps us ascend beyond this inverted, illusory 3D matrix. We become sovereign, we become empowered. And again, there's beings out there that they simply do not want that to happen. They are going to fight it every step of the way. Guys, it is more important now than ever, for whatever reason, because all this darkness is coming to the light of awareness, being exposed. It's on. Like, it is on. So it is vital that every single day you're cutting cords. You're clearing your chakras. You're connecting to higher dimensional light. See, feel, allow, imagine. Pure source light streaming down a column, striking you. You pull that into your body. My favorites, white, purple, corresponds to unconditional divine love. Love heals all. And gold. Also rose gold and silver I have found to be really helpful. So just, see yourself filling with these energies. Use that technology. It's out there. It's with your will and intention, kind of like this vacuum cleaner thing coming in, sucking up, sucking out that which doesn't serve you, that which is trying to limit, control you, keep you oppressed, suppressed, powerless. Use that technology. And we've got to do this every day. We've got to keep our spiritual hygiene pristine and immaculate. Fill ourselves with divine light. And as we do that, we become less of a desirable food source. And eventually, they give up and leave you alone and go on to someone else that's an easier target. So I share this information with you from a place of love, from a place of wanting you to be able to help yourself. If you suspect you have these seals, I've already said, work with your God team, work with the seraphim angels. ask for their assistance. And if you need further assistance, I will put a link to this session offering below. If you have any questions, or now that you've heard this information, you're connecting the dots going, oh my God, I'm seeing things in a different way, and you want to share, post in the comments below. If you know of someone that could benefit from this information, please share it with them. I always appreciate that. So stay strong, my friends. It is already written that the light will be victorious. So, we're headed towards a victory. It's unstoppable. However, they will try. They will try because they've been running the show for eternity. And they're losing their grip and their power. And they're scared. They're scared. So keep connecting, keep clearing, keep filling yourself with divine frequencies, and get help if you need it. So I lay this at your feet. I bow to you. I honor you. We are all in this together. And so just stay in your heart as much as possible. Stay in the love. And know that we are going to get through this together. So until next time, all of my love, huge hugs to each and every one of you. And I'll see you soon.